Mark chapter 10. He sat in the dust by the roadside, as he had done for more years than he cared to remember. His life had been one of begging, depending upon the kindness of passing strangers. He was the blind son of Timotheus, otherwise known as Bartimaeus. And how incredulous he would have been to know that 2,000 years later, people would be mentioning his name and speaking of him, because he was a nobody, and a sightless nobody at that. But one blessed day, one happy day, Jesus walked along the road where he was sitting. He couldn't see, but his heightened sense of hearing detected a crowd approaching long before it arrived. He listened, and he heard voices speak of the Son of David, the Messiah. Jesus, Master, Rabbi. It was Jesus approaching. He had heard the stories of the miracles wrought by his hand and had prayed, probably, a wordless prayer that he would one day pass by him as he sat by the roadside. The crowd jostled around him, mindful only of Jesus, oblivious to the beggar to whom midday was as the darkest night. He lived in a deep cave, and the cave was now crowded and stifling. But Bartimaeus, like so many of those familiar with suffering, he had gumption. He was not about to let this moment pass. He stood to his feet, pushing the people away from him. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Did the people around him tell him to be quiet? We don't know. But there were other times when they presumed that Jesus was too important a person to bother with beggars or tax collectors or prostitutes. Little did they know Jesus. He stopped. Jesus stopped. He commanded that a way be made through the throng and the man be brought to him, which they did, muttering to Bartimaeus, "The Master calls you. Jesus wants to see you. Lucky man, this is your day." A hushed silence. "What would you like me to do for you?" said the tenderest of tones, enough to break even a stony heart. "Lord," he said, speaking into the darkness towards the voice, "that I may receive my sight." The crowd waited in wonder. "Receive thy sight, thy faith hath saved thee." All eyes were on the beggar, and immediately he received his sight. The crowd was a sea of wondering faces, but the beggar was looking wide-eyed at the face of Jesus. The first and loveliest face he had ever seen. And the tears coursed down his cheeks. Unsurprisingly, he followed Jesus, and all the people gave praise unto God. It was another night and another little touch of Jesus, and another life changed.